In this video, we're going to be making a race car using what we learned in the last video and using just mostly primitives. So let's race straight towards Blender. Oh wow, I apologize for that horrible pun. Let's hit 3 to go to side view, tab into edit mode, Alt-Z to go to X-ray, and now go to vertex, select those with C, and hit G-Z to constrain on the Z, and then G-Y to constrain on the Y-axis like that. And then what we want to do is select all these, scale these along the x-axis by SX, and then we get the kind of the shape of the race car nose. Hit E to extrude again, go to face select, and then hit E to extrude again. And so we're kind of getting the shape of the race car, or at least one half of it. Let's select these vertices, and then G to move it, and then X to constrain. Go back to face select, hit this, hit I for inset, E to extrude, and that's kind of the intake valve for the air. Let's symmetrize that, and there we have the other half. Go back to top view with 7, add another cube, tab into edit mode, move it down to where we are going to put the fins, go to the side view, scale that along the Z-axis with SZ, place it where you want, Alt-Z, X-ray mode, select the vertices with the C select, move those, and so we're making that little fin coming off the front of the race car. And so again, I can symmetrize that. And there I'm starting to get the shape of the car right. Let's add another cube, tab into edit mode, move this over here. I want to kind of just move it here, Alt-Z to go to X-ray, and then I'm going to hit G-Y to constrain it. And then on the side view, SZ to constrain it there. I'm just moving it into place, right about there. Okay, so I'm trying to get some contrasting shapes right there. Now again, I'm going to go to symmetrize that, and now I have more shape to the car. Let's go to side view and move this just a little bit, making small adjustments as we go. So now I have some more dynamic shapes going on. Go ahead and add a cylinder and type 1 to go to front view. Move this over here so we can see it. Rotate it with R, then 90 degrees. Scale that with S, and then kind of move it to where we want it to be. SX to constrain on the X, and then move it right about where you want. So I'm just going to be kind of editing this until I get to where I want. So I want it there so it can clear the back there. Scale it along the X again, and then move it to right about there. Now with face select, hit I to inset, E to extrude to kind of make like a hubcap. Do the same thing, I to inset, but then pull this out with E to extrude to make kind of the shaft of the wheel. Now Control R, add some loops, and then scale that a little bit to kind of add some shape to the wheel. And then S, X to scale along the X-axis like that. And there we have a wheel. You can see that the wheels are maybe too low polygon, so when adding a cylinder, you can actually go to these options and then increase the vertice count. Now, I don't really care about it for this because this is just a demonstration, but you can see that with higher count it looks more smooth. And so we just did a low polygon one. Let's take this and then Shift D to duplicate, move it along the Y-axis by going GY, and move it to where you want it. So I'm just moving it to the back right there. Now select both of those by hitting Shift Select and then Control J to join those, tab into edit mode, and then symmetrize that. There I have the wheels for my car. And now as I look at this, I'm going to side view with 3, go to X-ray mode with Alt-Z, select those and pull those up so that I get kind of more shape. And so now it's looking a little bit more like a race car. Alt-Z again, pull this down along the Z-axis with GZ, and it's getting a cooler shape. Now I need a cockpit for the driver, so Shift A, add a sphere, and then let's increase this to 3232. Move this up, and I'm going to basically stretch this and cut it into it. So I'm just scaling this and moving it into where I want the cockpit to be. Just hitting G and then constrain it to the axis I want, or S to scale it. And so I'm just going to put that right about there so it's not too big, but it's not too small. And now select the race car, go to the wrench, add modifier, generate Boolean, eyedropper that little sphere there. And then go ahead and apply, and you can hide that or delete it, and you can see that it cuts into the cockpit there. These squares are showing, so I'm going to select those, tab into edit mode, Alt-Z to see these, select all these vertices, and then S to scale, and then X to constrain. I'm just going to move that out of the cockpit so that it works. Now we want a little guy inside there, so let's go ahead and add a sphere. Go 3 to side view and just scale that up until that's about the head of the guy. And now we also want a body, so let's add a cylinder. And then just go ahead and move that to where it needs to be. Notice I'm not tabbing into edit mode to do this, I'm just doing it in viewport. Now let's go ahead and add a torus. Let's increase this so it's a little bit smoother. And then G to move this so that we can see this thing. And now I want to put little crossbars. So let's add a cube, 3 to side view, tab it in edit mode, Alt-Z to go to X-ray, move this, and we're just going to scale it along the Z, so SZ, and we're just going to move it until it's kind of showing within inside of that torus. Now go to the top view, go to SX to scale along that X axis, hit Shift D to duplicate, and then R90 to rotate 90 degrees. And there I have kind of the crossbar of the steering wheel. Let's add a cylinder coming down from there as well. So Shift A, add cylinder, move this, scale it, and then SZ to scale along the Z axis, and then top view here, Alt-Z so we can see through this, and I'm just going to put it right there in the center. Now I have the steering wheel and everything else. Select everything and hit Control-J to join those. And now as I move these, I can kind of move into place, tab it to edit mode, select everything, and then move it to where you want it to be, and then just right about there. We also need to make the fin for this, so let's add a cube, tab it to edit mode, move it, scale it, and then 7 to go to top view, scale, and then X to scale along the X axis. Alt-Z, X-ray, C, circle select those, scale those on the X, and then move it along the Y, GY, and then L, select everything, GY to move it back right about there, scale it along the Y to make it a little bit bigger if you want to, and then side view with 3, I can tilt that to kind of get that angled slope look. Now we're almost done. Let's go ahead and add a cube, go to front view with 1, scale that along the X axis, and then also along the Z axis, like that. Now we can move it and go to 3 side view, put it into place, and then C select these vertices and move those, and C select those vertices and move those, and now it's looking really good. Go ahead and go Alt-Z, L to select all of that, and then symmetrize. I like how that's looking. Let's go ahead and add another cube right here. So Shift A, Mesh, add cube, tab into edit mode, move it to where you want it, Alt-Z to go to X-ray again. Select these vertices with circle select, move those until you kind of gain the shape you want. Let's scale this along the X axis, and then grab these, move these along the Y axis, scale those in. And now with the face select, select that face, I to inset, E to extrude, and that's still looking a little too small, so let's move that up, and then scale that along the Z axis. And I'm liking how that looks. And so now as I look at this, try to look at shapes and kind of form. Yes, it's very basic, but I'm liking how this looks. Now here's the thing. All of this is separate meshes, so I want to select everything with A, hit Control-J to join it together, and now it's one model. But these are still separate from one another. I didn't merge them or anything like that, I just joined them. So if I bring them into Prusa Slicer and hit Slice Now down in the corner, it'll actually treat it like a single model. Now, obviously, I'd need to add some supports on the bottom or orient this a little bit more intelligently, but the point being, even though they had separate different pieces or different objects, it's able to combine it into one solid mesh like this. And that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to move away from modeling with objects and shapes and primitives and start using curves. It's extremely cool, so I'll see you in that video.